welcome back to Circle Time. I'll be your host, Kelsey Kreppel. Just kidding. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Circle Time. Look at us, episode 2. It's like we've done this before, you know? Well, welcome back. Welcome back to Circle Time. Gather round and strap in because it's a brand new episode and we're going for it. So here we are. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's had a good week so far. I have had a pretty good week. Okay, so I'm going to just jump right into this calendar. I've had a good week, and if you're watching on video, you can see that I have kittens crawling all over me. So the first thing I actually wanted to talk about this week was kittens, because Cody and I have... Okay, do you hear this? Hang on. The kitten is just purring in my face. We decided, if you watch my vlogs, you already know all of this, but if you don't, first of all, go check them out. But also, we have decided to adopt kittens. So we were fostering just to kind of see. Neither one of us have ever had kittens, so we kind of wanted to see what it was going to be like. And then we kind of just fell in love with them. So we have adopted a brother and sister pair of kittens, and we've named them Brisket and Ham. I was like hoping they would look at me when I said that, but they have not yet learned their names. So we have Brisket and Ham, and they are now our kittens. So we have our dog Chili and 2 kittens named Brisket and Ham. And we're just like one big happy family. But let me tell you something. Cats are easy, or kittens. I mean, they're not cats yet. They're kittens, but they're generally pretty easy compared to Chili when he was a puppy. Like they're way more low maintenance. You know, we can leave them. They just roam around the house. They go in their litter box. Like there's no training involved really besides teaching them their names and stuff, which we're still working on, but they're pretty easy. In that sense, they're completely different when it comes to like getting into shit in ways that I didn't even really know was possible. Like, I understand now when they said curiosity killed the cat. I mean, these bitches, these mother effers are so fucking curious. Like, they're in everything. Like with the dog, okay? When Chili was a baby, you didn't want him to touch something? Oh, just like put it on a high surface and then he won't get to it. They just jump onto that high surface and get exactly what they want. It's absurd. Like, you can't do anything without them getting into it. They're so curious and so agile, and it's like just a completely different world. Like, you're cooking, they're like in the food. You know what I mean? Like, they jump up on the counter, knock everything over. It's just kind of insane. Like, I feel like we're constantly like peeling them off of the counters and the tables, and if they want to be somewhere, they'll be there. And it's fun. It's a lot less controlled, and I really like control. And so that it kind of stresses me out a little bit because like you have to make sure the doors are shut or they'll be in there, or you have to like make sure things are hidden or they'll probably find them. I don't know. But then our kittens are so cuddly. I don't know if we've just been like touching them so much since they were babies. And so like getting them used to that like kind of contact, or they see Chili because Chili's really cuddly, but they love snuggling with us. Like, Ham is the girl, Brisket's the boy. Ham is just laying on my chest right now as I talk, and Brisket's right next to me. I don't know. They are just so snuggly. And if you're watching the video, you'll see them. But it's just a crazy different world. They just like don't give a fuck, you know? Like, Chili was always trying to please us. Oh God, they're going to get into my shit. I just know it. Chili was always trying to please us. And like, if we said, he would stop right away. Or if we like, you know, we had to do that once, then he wouldn't, you know, he like listened. We're like making noise, trying to get them not to do something. They don't give a fuck. They look at us like, you guys are crazy and we don't care and we're going to do whatever we want. Also, when we were deciding whether or not to get them, we talked to the lady who we fostered them from at Friends of Normie on Instagram. She has so many kittens. You can foster, you can adopt. Please go check it out and help as whatever way you can, if you want to. She's amazing. It's at Friends of Normie on Instagram. Anyway, so we just like had no idea. Like we were pretty stressed about like adding 2 more animals into our lives because we didn't realize how low maintenance cats really were. So we're talking to her and we're like, we're so worried. Like we have stairs. Like what if they fall? And she was like, I promise, like even if they fall, they're going to be fine. Like cats are not the same as dogs. They're so much more chill. They're so much more like rough. They just like get back on their feet and keep moving, you know? They like to be up. And so like, we're like, okay, cool. And she's like, they're not going to fall. It's going to be fine. And even if they do, they'll be fine. We were like, okay. Next fucking day, the cat fell off the side of the stairs. We didn't see it. I was in the room and I was like looking elsewhere. I wasn't staring at the stairs. And I just heard like a splat and like a... And the poor cat, little Hammy, our sweet little girl, she's so much smaller than the boy. She was just like, she was on all fours. She was just standing there like kind of scared. I think she was terrified. She hasn't fallen since and she was totally fine. Like she was playing like 10 minutes after. We were so worried she like broke her leg or something, but she was totally fine. But I was like, see, I fucking knew they would fall off the stairs. And they did, but she was fine. So I was kind of relieved that it happened and that she was fine so that I could like worry less. But I'm just a born worrier. I am. I always worry, and that's okay. It keeps me prepared. Sometimes, most of the time, it's a little bit too much. Like I need to reel it in a little bit, but I think I'm like becoming more aware of that as time goes on. Like it's not just like mindless worrying anymore, and I just can control that a little bit more. So I'm proud of myself for that, but I still do think I need to go to therapy. Anyway, the cats are perfect. We love being a family of 5, and they're insane, and that's okay. We tried the tinfoil. I talked about this in one of my vlogs, like that they were jumping on the counter, and everyone was like, try tinfoil. Cats don't like the way it feels or the sound, and they'll be so scared, and they'll never do it again. So we like lined our whole counter in tinfoil, which looked so beautiful, and we were like, okay, this is going to help. They don't care. Jump on it, knock it off, and start playing with it. We put some in a plant that we had because they were like ripping the filling of the plant. They were ripping it out. So we lined it with tinfoil. They go in there and now they sleep on the tinfoil. They're so weird, but they'll be fine. Anyway, so that is our update on our family. One more thing this week that I cannot get enough of. You guys might know what I'm talking about. Hang on, let me find it. The original song by TikToker Katie Gregson I probably should sound that out. Okay. Katie Gregson MacLeod. You guys get it? Katie Gregson MacLeod. The original song written by her on TikTok that's popping off. It has 2.1 million views. Like almost 500,000 likes. I don't know. And it's like, I'm wearing this boxers and being a good wife. We won't be together, but maybe the next life. You know that song? I need him like water. That song. Oh my God. It's fucking brilliant. Brilliant. I hope that she releases it like soon on Spotify or something so that I can listen to it all the time. I know I talked a little bit about music last episode also, but I think like one very common theme in music that I like is that it has to be as depressing as it possibly can be. I love sad music. It makes me happy and sad. I just love good fucking lyrics that like, I'm like, oh my God, I know that feeling. I've felt that before. Like, even if you can't relate to something in that moment, to know that someone else is feeling a way that you have once felt, like, to bring you back to certain feelings. I think it's like so amazing. And so sad music and like just good lyrics, which I feel like a lot of time good lyrics are in sadder songs. I just fucking love it. Like when Driver's License first came out, I've also talked about this before, but when Driver's License first came out, I knew about it before it turned into something huge because I saw it on Olivia Rodrigo's Instagram and it was just her playing it at the piano, singing, and it was so sad and like painted this picture that was just so that was just perfectly sad. And I just loved it. And so I screen recorded it on my phone because I just wanted to like listen to it all the time. And then it turned into like what Driver's License is now, which is so crazy. But so yeah, that is something I've really been obsessed with this week. And I just have to talk about it because it's so good. And like, I love that TikTok can allow people to just record, like sing something that they wrote and post it and it goes out into the world. And then we get to experience it. It's just amazing. So that's that. And there we have it. That is kind of like what I've been up to this week and what's been going on. No real like wedding planning updates. We're kind of like on track with everything. There's like a few things we have to do, but nothing too crazy. I'm trying to help my mom find her mother of the bride dress. So if anybody has any good recommendations for that, let me know. But other than that, like it was a very chill weekend. I reconnected with some college friends, which I was kind of nervous about because this being my life now was kind of like not something I really ever thought was going to happen. And so it's kind of crazy. And like, you never really know what people are going to act like about it. But it was just so nice. And it was like so nice to just like reconnect with people who have known me for so long and like that I've known for so long. And some of them are moms and most of them are married. And it's just like, it's so amazing to see everyone like entering this new chapter in our lives. And like, it can be scary to reconnect with old people because you feel so much not like who you were then, if that makes sense. But I don't know, like it was really amazing. And so like, I feel like if you're scared, this always happens to me. I always get so nervous and scared to hang out with people, whether it's a new friend or an old friend that I haven't seen in a while. When it comes to like actively going and hanging out with people, like I get a little nervous and I tend to avoid it. But when I actually do it, I always feel so happy that I did it. So I feel like put yourself out there and reconnect with people or hang out with new friends because it always ends up being beneficial. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, because not every one is going to be for you, but at least you know, and at least you tried. So that's a little like Kelsey's fucking words of wisdom for you. And now we can move on to talking about what's going on in pop culture briefly, because as you know, I have my cards here where I write different things that are going on this week in pop culture, and I'd pick one randomly, but I just have one that I want to talk about this week. And that is Kim and Pete breaking up. Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson calling it quits. I did not see this coming. Like, for starters, I did not see their relationship coming. But then all of a sudden it just like kind of made sense. And I really was a fan of it. I mean, I don't know. She just seemed really happy. Like I said last time, I'm well aware that these are all real people and that none of us actually have any idea. But it's fun to talk about. I feel like, I don't know, like she was just kind of like letting loose. Like I felt like we always think that she's like peaking, but she's always getting higher and higher. And I was kind of like, oh my God, is she peaking with Pete? Is she Pete King? But I don't know that we'll ever see her peak because I really do think that she's kind of a genius, Kim Kardashian. But I was a fan of them. Like he was fun and funny and he made her feel fun and funny. And it wasn't so serious all the time. Like Kanye was serious a lot, it seemed like. I don't know. But I don't know. I felt like she was lighter. Like she was just kind of like floating around and was just happy. But I get it. Like she's got kids and maybe they're just in different places in their lives. But I was bummed. I don't know. I was like, this is it. This felt right to me. But who knows? Who do we think Pete Davidson is going to date next? I kind of feel like he is going to date. I'm going to call it right now. I don't fucking know. I mean, he is all over the map. I don't know who he's going to date. Maybe he's going to lay low for a while. I don't know. Maybe they'll get back together. I really liked them together. And I'm kind of sad. And that's really all I have to say about it, because that's that. But maybe Pete Davidson next is going to date maybe just someone normal. Not a celeb. Not in the spotlight. Actually, no. I don't think that that's true. I think he's going to date someone that we all know and love. And then we're going to love that relationship too. And then they're going to break up again. It's happened with everyone that he's dated. And that's fine. He's just doing his thing. He's finding his person. And I support you, Pete. He's not my type. Looks wise. I guess he's kind of cute. I like a funny guy, obviously. So, I mean, he's cute. Sure. But some girls really lose their shit over him. That's for sure. Anywho, I guess we'll see. But I'm kind of sad about it. Didn't he just get another tattoo for them? The Aladdin and Jasmine one. Oh, and then Kanye responded. Pete Skeet Davidson or whatever. And his end date. The day that they announced their breakup. I don't know. It's relax, Kanye. You have children. Just be their dad. Stop talking about their mom's boyfriend. It's a little bit too much. They're going to see all of this. I don't know. I hope everyone's okay and everyone's happy and healthy. That's all that really matters, right? And you know what? Same with Chloe and Tristan and their new baby boy. I know everybody has a lot of opinions on Tristan Thompson, myself included, but she definitely knew what she was doing. She wanted to have this baby with him. And so all we can really do is support that and wish that they're happy and healthy and that the baby is happy and healthy, because that's really what's most important. I also, interestingly enough, saw someone post about, someone was like, oh, Kris Jenner's trying to cover up about how Kim and Pete broke up, so she put the baby news out. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. But then I saw someone's take on it that was Chloe openly talks about how she gets really anxious and nervous when things about her relationship are posted, and I can see that being her posting about her new baby with this guy that people have so many opinions about being a really anxiety inducing thing for her, when she just wants to celebrate the birth of her baby and not have the entire world's opinions about it. But so then the person whose take I saw on this was so then Kim released her breakup news around the same time, because you can't really control when a baby is born, but you can control when you release about your breakup. You know what I mean? I guess. I mean, you can control when you release anything, I guess. But so Kim released this Pete breakup news to distract from Chloe, so from everybody giving their opinions on Chloe and Tristan. And I like to look at it that way, but I thought that was a great take. Anyway, that's my pop culture thing that I wanted to talk about. A little bit of Kardashian, because I can't lie, I love them all. So sue me. Anyway, next up, let's do a little story time. So we are still going off of the things that you guys wrote into Instagram, because the voicemail is not out yet. So I'm going to go and look at some of the stuff you guys sent me from Instagram, and we're going to do a little story time, and I can hopefully give you advice to the best of my ability, but I'm not a professional. I just use my own life experience and can hopefully help. So here we go. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years, and we're 22 and 23. A lot of people have alluded to me that I'm too young to know this is right, and that I'm not exploring what's out there for me. It's starting to get in my head and have me question everything, even though the relationship is great and I'm very happy with him. How do I ignore all the noise and stop being so anxious that my relationship is bound to fail? That is a toughie. It's really hard, especially when people are giving you their unsolicited opinions on something This is so funny because I just gave my unsolicited opinions on people who don't know anything about, like on people whose relationships I don't know anything about. But that's a really frustrating thing to happen. And I think that from personal experience, I've learned that you can't make a decision just based on what you think you should be feeling because of because of your age. You can't just be like, oh, I'm 16, so I should have lost my virginity by now. That's actually not the case for everyone, myself included. Or, oh, I'm, like you're saying, 22, 23. So what if I'm happy? I shouldn't be happy right now. I'm so young, this could be ruined. You don't know that. Or, oh, I'm 30. I should have my life figured out and know exactly what job I want. I should have a family by now. No, you shouldn't. You're on your own path. And so I think that it's easy to let those preconceived notions of what you should be doing because of what society tells you to be doing, let those get in the way of what you're experiencing. But everybody's experience is so different. So you cannot let that get in your head. If you're 22 and 23 and you're happy and you're in a great relationship, just be in that great relationship. Be in the moment. Don't listen to what anyone else has to say. You're still living your life. You're happy. That's all that matters. If you're happy, then it's okay. And just take it moment by moment and recognize how you're feeling in those moments. Things may change. Maybe you won't be happy in a few years. That's okay. You're still going to be young. You're still it's okay to be present in the moment and just accept that you're happy, because that's all anyone wants to be, is happy. So if you're happy, that's amazing. And dive headfirst into that. And don't be scared of wasting your time or anything, because you are exactly where you're supposed to be right now. So enjoy it. Everything's going to be okay. I'm happy for you. I'm happy you have a good relationship. Okay, let's do one more. I broke up with my ex a few months ago and I'm still friends with the same friend group, but I haven't been talking to them as much because I'm scared that they have some resentment towards me now. But I'm too afraid to reach out and talk to them about it because I feel like they will take my ex's side. Tricky. First off, let me say that I think that it's really, I don't know. I think that it's really, really amazing when you can find, when you and your partner have the same friends. And I know that it's something that people want to avoid because of moments like this, but I don't think you should ever be worried about something like that, because if these people are truly your friends, then they're going to be both of your friends. And I don't think you have to worry about them feeling resentment towards you, or I don't think you should feel worried that they're going to take his side. I don't think you should be worried about them having resentment towards you, because if they're truly your friends, then they won't. And also, if they're truly your friends, you can feel comfortable having this sort of conversation with them where openly about this situation. And maybe not all of them at once. Maybe there's one who you were closer with than all of them, and you can talk to that person and just be honest about how you're feeling. You want to keep these people in your life and you deserve to. They're just as much your friends as your exes. So I think that you should talk to them or just, like I said, just one person, and tell them how you're feeling. And you could feel so much more at peace with what's going on in your head right now. Because right now you're so worried about how they're going to react or how they're feeling, but you actually have no idea. So I think that you should talk to them and be honest and tell them what your concerns are, and hopefully they'll make you feel better and ease your mind, because I'm sure it's all in your head. I just watched a TikTok today that was about just as much as our happy emotions get exaggerated, and that's when we become disappointed, our sad or angry or jealous or anxious thoughts also get super exaggerated, and then that exaggeration kind of takes over. And so I struggle with this, but I think that you can't, right now you're feeling these worries so exaggerated. So take a step back and get them out and get them in the open and talk to someone in your friend group about it. And I think you'll feel so much better. You got this. Ugh, I love doing those with you guys. And I hope that we can do so many more, especially like when I have the voicemail set up. Hopefully we'll be able to chat and it will just be so much fun. So yeah. And like I said, I'm not a professional, but I have some life experience. So that's that. That was our story time. And we get to do our journal time today too. I think that the journal time is so much fun because it's like those simple things that can really like, you really get to know people on a deeper level with. And I think that's why kids connect with everyone, is because they have such like simple conversations. And so I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited to have guests on, and we can do all of these things with our guests. And it's just, we have so much fun ahead of us, everyone. And so here we go. So I have my little journal prompts, and maybe we can do a couple today, actually. Closing my eyes and choosing. Okay. This one says thoughts about dogs versus cats. And I already gave you my thoughts, but I will say they are very different. Here's another thought for you on dogs versus cats. I think that not all cat people can be dog people, but all dog people can be cat people if they just open their hearts and their minds. Because cats are a little like more independent, and some people don't like the constant need for attention and affection that dogs have. They don't really, that doesn't match with some people's personalities. That's why cats are better for them. That's why cat people sometimes are cat people. Dog people tend to want that kind of love and attention and affection, and they want to give it back, and they want it like as much as they possibly can. That's why they have dogs, and their hearts have been opened to that. And they just get more of that with cats. And I just think that like if they gave them a chance, they would love them. Because cats really are amazing, and they snuggle if you just show them that snuggling is okay. And they're independent. They're like the perfect mix. I mean, I'll always be a dog person. Like I'll always love dogs so much. But my heart has really opened to cats too. I've always really liked cats, but I've never owned them. And owning them is just like a completely new world, and it's so fun. So I think that cats are great, and they sometimes have a bad rep, and that all animals are wonderful. Thank you. Okay, let's do another little journal question, shall we? Thoughts about the best season of the year. What is the best season of the year? That's the question. This is tough. I think, oh God. Okay, I'm going to tell you, I think the best season of the year is spring. It's always been my favorite. There feels like there's like hope again in the world, because sometimes during winter, I think that's kind of lost because some places are just cold and miserable. So I feel like spring, there's just like new life. And I love that so much. I think that it's like the perfect weather. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. I love springtime. I've always loved springtime. I also have always loved springtime because my family would go to Palm Desert every year around Easter time. And that's my favorite place in the world. And so that's really a big reason why I always love springtime. There's just so much hope and beauty and new life in spring. I don't know. I just love it. So I think I'm going to go spring top. It didn't say to rank them, but now I'm going to rank them. Spring is number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go fall, because I think fall and spring are kind of like, they kind of complement each other. Like if you were looking on like a color wheel, fall and spring would be like the complementing ones, the diagonally complementing ones. They're like opposites, but the same. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? Like summer and winter are the jarring ones where it's really hot or really cold, and fall and spring are like the go with the flow. Sometimes we're hot, sometimes we're cold. Our weather's perfect. That kind of vibe. You know what I mean? So fall is number 2. Everybody gets so fucking stoked for fall, and I kind of get it. I kind of do. I mean, it's pretty perfect. I do like the leaves and I like the weather and I do like a pumpkin spice latte. And okay. I like football season. I think it's fun. I grew up going to USC football games with my family. And so like football season was always really fun. And then football, like Friday Night Lights, like was always like a thing. And then like, that's like football in high school. And then like now watching football with my friends, like I think it's really fun. And we always had football on as a kid growing up. And so I think that there's like a comfort in like a game being on in the background. Okay. So there's my take on football, and that's during fall. So that's why fall's number 2. Number 3, I'm going in with, this is really tough. Maybe winter. I feel like winter and summer are kind of tied. Like I said, they're like complete opposites. I like Christmas time. I really do. I understand it's the most wonderful time of the year. The song, it kind of is. There's like magic in the air. Christmas magic. And I like the week after Christmas when like everybody's still kind of happy, but no one really has anything to do. And you forget what day of the week it is. But then I like summertime because there's like summer Fridays and like everybody's out and about and there's like so much outdoor life and activities and parties and everybody's like happier. So those are my takes on the seasons. I know that you guys were like dying to know my thoughts and feelings on that. So thank you so much for asking. And there we have it. Just like that, our next episode of Circle Time is over and I could just talk to you guys for ages. And it's so much fun getting to just have the space to talk to you guys. And I hope that you enjoyed it and let me know what your favorite season is. I don't know. Let's chat. So thank you guys for listening and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Circle Time and I will talk to you guys next time. Love you. Circle Time.